Here's a detailed guide on leveraging podcast interviews to market your music effectively. 1. Humanize your brand by telling your story. Discuss your background. Share your journey as an artist, including how you got started, significant milestones, and challenges you've overcome. This creates a personal connection with listeners and makes your story relatable. Creative process insights. Talk about your songwriting process, production details, and the inspirations behind your tracks. Providing a behind-the-scenes look helps listeners appreciate your work on a deeper level. Upcoming projects. Build anticipation by mentioning new music, albums, or projects that are in the pipeline. Offer sneak peeks or exclusive insights to keep the audience interested. 2. Strategically plug your music. Mention your releases. Naturally integrate mentions of your available music, including where it can be streamed or purchased. Highlight recent releases or popular tracks to encourage listeners to check out your work. Provide exclusive offers. Create special incentives for the podcast's audience, such as a discount code for merchandise or exclusive access to an unreleased track. Mention these offers during the interview and include a link in the show notes. Direct links. Ensure that the podcast host includes direct links to your music, website, and social media profiles in the episode description to make it easy for listeners to engage further. 3. Engage with the podcast audience interactive call to actions, CTAs. End your interview with an invitation for listeners to follow you on social media, join your mailing list, or attend an upcoming concert. Personal CTAs, like asking them to message you their favorite song, foster engagement. Live performances. If the podcast format allows, perform an acoustic version of one of your songs. This can create a memorable moment and showcase your talent in real time. Q&A sessions. If the podcast accepts listener questions, offer to participate in a follow-up episode or bonus segment where you respond to fan-submitted queries. This interaction deepens listener engagement. 4. Prepare and customize your interview approach. Tailor your content. Research the podcast's typical content and format. Customize your talking points to align with the host's style and what resonates with their audience. Highlight relevant topics. If the podcast focuses on specific music genres or themes, ensure you touch on those topics to keep the conversation relevant and engaging. Practice your delivery. Rehearse key points to ensure a confident, natural delivery. Be prepared to adapt your responses to keep the conversation flowing. 5. Post-interview promotion. Share the episode. Promote the interview on your social media platforms and include it in your email newsletter. Encourage your followers to listen and share their favorite parts. Tag the podcast and host in your social media posts to increase visibility and encourage them to reshare your content, reaching a broader audience. Engage with listeners' comments. Reply to listeners' feedback on social media or in podcast review sections. This engagement reinforces your connection with new fans and helps foster community. 6. Use interviews to build your network. Connect with the host. Develop a professional relationship with the host or producer. This can lead to future collaborations, guest appearances, or being referred to other podcasts. Collaborate on social media. Consider doing joint social media content or live sessions with the podcast host to recap the interview and engage directly with listeners. Follow up. Send a thank you email to the host post-interview, expressing appreciation and openness to future opportunities. This solidifies your relationship and keeps the door open for more features. Benefits of using podcast interviews for music marketing. Humanizes your brand. Sharing personal stories and creative insights helps build a deeper connection with listeners, making you more relatable and memorable. Expands your reach. Podcasts have dedicated audiences that may not have discovered your music otherwise, broadening your exposure to new listeners. Engages fans. Interactive calls to action and live performances can boost fan engagement and encourage new listeners to become long-term supporters. Showcases. Expertise. Discussing your process and the music industry positions you as an expert in your field, boosting your credibility and authority as an artist. Creates shareable content. Podcast episodes provide evergreen content that can be reshared across your platforms, continuously promoting your brand and music. By sharing your story, strategically plugging your music, encouraging audience engagement, and promoting your interview post-publication, you can effectively use podcast interviews to strengthen your music marketing and connect with a broader audience.